What if I told you there's a secretive organization operating in the shadows of modern society, one that claims to practice real occult magic, promotes the downfall of civilization, and might even be connected to real-world violence and terrorism? And what if the rituals they claim to perform include bloodletting, psychological manipulation, and even sacrifice, not as metaphor, but as literal practice? Welcome to the chilling world of the Order of the Nine Angles, an enigmatic group that blurs the line between myth, horror, and terrifying reality. Today, we're peeling back the veil on one of the most controversial, sinister, and mysterious organizations in the world of modern occultism. Is the O9A a real satanic order lurking behind closed doors, or simply an elaborate hoax born from the mind of a provocateur? Strap in, because what you're about to hear is dark, deeply unsettling, and surprisingly well documented. Hey friends, welcome back to our channel, where we expose the darkest secrets, forbidden knowledge, and the hidden layers of the world you thought you knew. If you're fascinated by conspiracies, real-world cults, and secret rituals buried in coded texts, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. Because this one's going to leave you questioning reality itself. Let's start with the origins, because the O9A didn't appear out of nowhere. The Order of the Nine Angles first emerged in the public consciousness in the 1970s in the UK. Its exact origins are murky, and that's likely intentional. The group claims descent from pre-Christian pagan traditions and obscure satanic lineages, but in truth, the majority of their texts, like Naos, the Black Book of Satan, and the Sinister tradition, appeared in typed manuscripts, zines, and underground occult circles in the late 20th century. What sets the O9A apart is that it wasn't content with metaphorical evil. No. This group wrote about and, according to some, practiced a form of living Satanism that called for real-world disruption, violence, and the collapse of moral order. Central to their belief system is something called the Sinister tradition, a concept that advocates for the spiritual and societal evolution of the human being through acts of extreme transgression. Unlike modern satanic groups that often preach atheism and personal liberation, the O9A believes in the existence of dark cosmic forces, real, sentient energies known as the Dark Gods. These entities, they claim, can be summoned and communicated with through blood rituals, chants, and dangerous rites of passage. The path of the O9A practitioner follows something called the Sevenfold Way, a spiritual and physical initiation system that takes decades to complete. It's not just about reading and rituals, it's about action. Real life, often dangerous action. The early stages begin with meditation, physical fitness, and occult study. But as initiates progress, the requirements escalate. One stage involves what they call an insight role, where the initiate must embed themselves in a group that is ideologically opposed to them. Military, law enforcement, extremist political organizations, for at least 18 months. Why? To test their ability to manipulate, to observe, and to potentially sow chaos from within. And it doesn't stop there. Some accounts claim that to reach the higher levels, members must perform what's known as culling. This isn't symbolic. According to the texts, it refers to the removal of individuals who are deemed unworthy, either because they're weak, or because their elimination will serve a greater cosmic purpose. Let that sink in. The idea of ritualistic killing as a form of spiritual advancement. While no publicly confirmed murder has ever been directly tied to an O9A rite, the documents don't hide their intent. In fact, they embrace it. The order doesn't operate in lodges or temples like other secret societies. Instead, they form decentralized units known as nections, small cells of dedicated practitioners, often working alone or in pairs. These nections are deliberately obscure, often hidden in rural areas, blending spiritual development with physical training, and what they call sinister deeds. The ideal practitioner, they say, is not just a philosopher, but a warrior, a person willing to suffer, to fight, and to kill for their beliefs. Now here's where things get especially alarming. In recent years, ties have allegedly been uncovered between O9A ideology and far-right extremist groups, particularly neo-Nazi organizations like Atomwaffen Division. In 2020, British authorities began investigating the order more seriously after members of these groups were found in possession of O9A literature, and in some cases, were allegedly using it as a blueprint for terrorism. The US government even included the group in terrorism advisories. Suddenly, what seemed like obscure occultism had real-world consequences. And yet, there's a counter-narrative. Many scholars of modern occultism argue that the O9A might be a complex performance piece, a chaotic literary project crafted by one man, David Mamet, a former neo-Nazi turned radical Islamist turned alleged mystic. Mamet has disavowed his past, but many believe he was the true architect behind the O9A. If true, it raises a troubling question. Was the Order of the Nine Angles ever real? Or was it just a dangerous idea that grew teeth? It's easy to dismiss the O9A as a fringe cult, but ideas, especially dark, alluring ones, have power. The O9A offers something seductive to those on the edges of society. The promise of transcendence, of power, of transformation through evil. Whether it's all an elaborate fiction or a living nightmare, one thing is certain. The Order has left its mark on the occult underground. And in the age of the internet, that mark spreads faster than ever. So, what do we make of the Order of the Nine Angles? Is it a real-life satanic death cult manipulating vulnerable minds? An extreme philosophical experiment turned dangerous ideology? Or perhaps the most terrifying option of all? A self-fulfilling prophecy that became real because enough people believed it could be? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think the Order is still active today? Have you ever come across O9A literature? Is this the work of evil masterminds or just myth-making gone wrong? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. If this video opened your eyes or chilled your spine, smash that like button, share it with someone who loves a good dark mystery, and make sure to subscribe for more unsettling deep dives into secret societies, forbidden history, and the shadows of human belief. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay curious, and as always, keep your mind open, but not too open. You never know what might crawl in.